he proved he's pretty good.
Yeah.
And now Mitchell Robinson is still there, and he is 7 feet tall, and he is 240 pounds. But I'm not sure he has the impact that Hartenstein does. And you do have, and you laugh to me about it, but you still got the unicorn. And the unicorn's going to get his leg fixed, and it'll be fine.
That's gonna
and
go to the repair room.
Okay, and listen, I saw him score whatever it was, 18 points in 13 minutes. He is a big difference maker because he's like 7 foot 3 inches tall, and I'm not sure the Knicks would have an answer to him, even though he used to be a Knick, right? And he's bounced around, but I think he found a home in the middle of your talent.
Why didn't the unicorn Brunson
I don't know.
and Luka didn't work?
It's a good question.
Because you got two guards that dribble.
Okay.
And I'm not sure you can win in the NBA. Luka got them there, but they were a 5th seed. I just think they got to change the way they play when you have other players that can play around.
Okay. And now we get back to Mikal Bridges. When I say the name to you, do you sit back and say, ooh?
No, that's what I'm saying. If you had to tell me KD
I don't. I like him a lot.
I like him a lot.
Okay.
I like him a lot.
He scores 20 a game. He scored 20 a game last year, and he always guarded the toughest player to guard on the other team.
Yes.
And he's a great kid, and he's good for your chemistry and all the above. But do you fear him? Do you sit back and say, ooh, he could be the Jaylen Brown? I don't see.
It's hard to fear him when you really haven't seen him with a talent people other than college.
Yeah, Phoenix was
Think about
decent,
it.
He was with Phoenix. They went to the finals.
But that was all about Book.
Yeah.
That was all about Book. And
Chris
then he
Paul
get
at the
moved,
time.
Chris Paul and Book, and he get moved, and then he goes to Brooklyn, and that's just a team, like you said. He get all the opportunities, basically, because they don't have nothing.
Yeah.
Now you get a chance to see him with a playoff team again, with players that surround him that he knows from college. They play pickup in the offseason together. There's some chemistry there, so his learning curve ain't going to be significant. He's not going to have a significant learning curve. It's just not a sexy, I understand, based on the picks and all that they gave up to get him.
Yeah.
You sit back, but that's the going rate for them. We said the same thing about Rudy Gobert. It's the going rate.
But I know you, and if I walked up and you didn't know about this trade and I said, the Knicks just got Mikal Bridges,
I would say cool.
You'd be like, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's why
I would say it's cool.
I was like, I'm not excited. Like I said, if you had said, all right, they got for 5 first-rounders and such and such, you got Kevin Durant. I'll be looking at the Knicks like they a threat to the Celtics.
Right. It's the name, too, though, man. Don't let the name get you.
But when I say Jaylen Brown to you, when I tell you, when I'm rooting against you guys like I was through the finals, he just scares the unholy hell out of me, right?
Yeah.
He just scares me. And listen, Jason Tatum, for all the issues I've had with him, I know every night he's got nuclear capability.
Yeah.
Because when he goes, it just goes off, and you're done.
Right.
Because he is capable of shooting you out of the gym.
And that's why I say when we ask on a scale of 1 to 10, are the Knicks a threat?
Yeah.
It's no threat. Not yet.
And then we get to the coach. I respect Thibodeau, and he's done a lot of great things, especially on the defensive side of the ball, because he was your defensive coordinator for a championship team.
He's a genius.
Okay? Maybe that was where he belonged. It's like in your sport, when you take a great defensive coordinator, Buddy Ryan, and you make him the head coach, and it's never quite, like he's not the commanding officer type. I don't know. Thibodeau coaches every game with his hands around the game's throat like that. Like that. I'm going to just shake the life out of it, right?
Squeeze all that OJ out of
I'm going to squeeze every last drop of energy out of my starters.
Right.
And I don't know. It's not cool. It's not. It doesn't have mystique. I'm not sure anybody is afraid of Thibodeau. I'm thinking the Knicks players look at him like, yeah, I respect his sort of defensive legacy, but I'm not sure he's the right guy. I'm not sure. I'm glad he's on our side. It's almost like you have to sort of win in spite of his craziness.
You do realize you gave them a 2.
I did. I gave them a 2 in
threat. They have no chance at hell, is what you're saying.
Yeah, of beating that team.
With the Celtics on no level.
No, but look about this.
Think about that, though.
No, listen.
A 2?
A 2.
They're not there yet.
Yeah.
You need stars in this league. And, Julius Randle, all-star, but, not really a superstar. And if you're telling me that Jalen Brunson is your best player that can lead you past the Celtics,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
He didn't say lead. He said threat.
Threat.
See, you taking threat as a lead.
Well,
getting
it can
past
lead
them.
you to threatening the Celtics. Like, I'm not sure a guy that size can do that.
I totally. Hey,
know what I'm
is he
saying?
6 feet tall?
Yeah, if
Seriously.
he was 6'9",
But it's
or
not
something
about.
like-
But it's not about Jalen Brunson. This is about Mikal
Well, he's the
Bridges.
guy. He's the
But
guy.
This is about them getting better, getting the depth that you talked about, and getting better on the wings at the defensive end. This is what this is about. It ain't about. It's not about him
I
scoring
mean, I'm not
40.
even sure they're better than. I'm not sure they're a threat to Indiana. I mean, you know,
Indiana is deeper with talent.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
They had Indiana on the road, Skip. They fell apart. They broke down.
Yep. Okay, so I do love the Nova toughness, and I love it that they got four of them from the
They got the
same
whole
place.
team.
Yeah, they got the whole team,
mean,
and you're
come on.
right.
That's crazy.
Go get Jay Wright. Go
should
get
just
Jay
be
Wright
the-
now.
Be the coach.
he should be.
But I'm going to remind
Never
you,
know.
those four, for what this is worth, and it may be worth a nickel.
It's great box office.
But when they did play together for 1 year at Nova,
They
it was
won the national
2017. No, they did not. When the four of them all played.
No, when all of them played, they
Yeah,
did.
when all of them played, DiVincenzo didn't get to play much.
Oh, okay,
He
I
was
see
a
what you're saying,
freshman.
when they
But
play,
when
yeah.
they all actually contributed in 2017, they lost in the second round. For what it's worth, I know just one time, one game in one weird place. It was in Buffalo, New York. They lost as the 1 seed to the 8 seed Wisconsin, featuring Nigel Hayes was their best player, was Wisconsin's best player. So I'm looking at what happened in the game, and Josh Hart scored 19, and DiVincenzo scored 15, and Jalen Brunson only had 11, but Mikal Bridges played 29 minutes in that game and did not score. For what it's worth, just did not score. So you couldn't see him coming quite like what he was going to become in pro basketball. He's become a better pro basketball player than he was as a dominant college star.
It's just key. Like, it's still something missing. You know how you just gotta sprinkle something else on it. Like you be in the kitchen, you give it. It's still something missing.
It might be, but I'm not ready to just discount them as a 2 and just like, oh, whatever.
Think about this. Like, how much? Let's just take away the Celtics. How much are they a threat to a healthy Milwaukee? How about a healthy Miami, or a healthy Indiana? Indiana wasn't all the way healthy. They had another key contributor that didn't play. What about a healthy Philly?
He's really good.
Yeah, he came off their bench. He was in his second year. He was like, he gave him a good
he's
15.
a talent.
Yeah, he's talented.
Mm-hmm.
He could easily be like their second leading scorer. Like, you know, he didn't play. So, like, they're still in that group right there. You know, and you have to argue that, man, maybe Philly, if Maxey and Embiid are healthy, if Embiid wasn't out there on one leg, I mean, he was out there literally on one leg. You know, those are 2 legit all-stars they got.
And don't let them land Paul
Don't
George.
let them land Paul George. Now, I would be like, that's more of a threat to the Celtics to me if they land Paul George.
Yeah.
Now, that's a threat. But as far as the Knicks and Mikal Bridges, it's just kind of like a little bit more than a lateral move to me.
All right. Now, I'm going to say this about the Knicks. They haven't won since 1973, obviously. And there's something about that franchise that feels a little bit sort of a curse to me or doomed to me.
Cowboyish?
Well, it's beyond that because they don't have the cowboy legacy of the 90s or the back to the 70s. But the point is, that building has become a place you go to see the opposing Paul Pierce come in and light it up, right?
Yes, it is.
And obviously, this team is very good. I mean, it's fun to watch. It's a team that New York can actually put its arm around instead of putting its arm around Steph or LeBron or whoever comes into their building. And yet, it just feels like the mentality, the deepest mentality of the franchise is what can go wrong will go wrong. Right?
Well, that's true.
It just feels like that to me, where it's like planted in their psyches is, you know, when push comes to shove, we'll screw it up, or somebody will get hurt, or we'll all get hurt, right?
I don't know. Maybe it's the owner. I don't know what it is.
It could, you know what? Bingo.
Dolan, I don't know.
That's the dark cloud right there.
It might be.
They might have to move out that building.
No, they ain't gonna move out that building.
Right.
That building is rich real
building.
estate. They ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, it's too prime.
Yeah, it's too prime.
I don't know. Well, they need to change owners or something.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to do that anytime soon
So,
either.
Doug Boat-Paul, it's locked that your team wins it all next year?
Well,
Doug Pope.
I like their chances, Skip. I
thought you'd say as a
no, I like our
100%
chances.
lock. No?
You know, I like our chances because
That's not saying much.
no, but check this out. You understand? We're gonna get better too.
Of course.
Because now, Porzingis, I don't know if I count him in this run. Like, you didn't see the full potential in this run.
Well, you did because he played the regular season.
I mean, you saw what? Yeah.
He helped them get to the playoffs.
Yeah. But then, like, think about this. Like, when you win it all, the next year you come back, you confident. Like, you don't think you can win it now. You know you can win it. And so going into them games, you confident. Yeah, there's a target on your back, but it's been a target on their back for a couple years now. So they know what to expect. So